The people of the Diocese of Niagara have long expressed a concern for creation consistent with the fifth mark of mission of the Anglican Communion, which is to strive to safeguard the integrity of creation and sustain and renew the earth. In 2019, the Synod of the Diocese declared a climate emergency, and Bishop Susan Bell urged Niagara Anglicans to live up to our responsibility as protectors of God's earth and to demand climate justice by advocating for policy change. All parishes in the diocese have been urged to participate in the national interfaith campaign called For the Love of Creation, which seeks to engage people in a climate justice conversation, asking them to consider ways they can reduce their own carbon footprint. We are also asked to urge our governments to commit to stronger greenhouse gas emission targets, to invest in a just transition to an inclusive green economy, and to honor the rights of Indigenous peoples. In the weekly newsletter, you will find a link to a personal action pledge card that you are asked to fill out with one thing you can do to fight the climate emergency. Over the next few weeks, we will talk in more detail about a few of the choices that are easily done, have the biggest impact, and are not costly. We will then ask you to consider signing 2 letters to federal ministers in which you can state what personal climate action you are taking. In the words of David Suzuki, in a world of more than 7 billion people, each of us is a drop in the bucket, but with enough drops, we can fill any bucket. Now here's a short overview of some steps we can take. Urge governments to take bold, ambitious climate action now. Bold climate action is possible when we work together. Consider signing the petitions we've offered or contact your MP by phone or letter. Use energy wisely. Canadians consume more energy per person than any other country. We can do more by switching out a gas furnace for a heat pump, replacing a gas stove with an electric one, and unplugging all electronics when not in use. Get charged up with renewables. The global push for cleaner, healthier energy is on. With costs dropping every day, renewable energy is the best choice for the environment and the economy. Join the Charged Up network. Eat for a climate-stable planet. The decisions we make about food can have a profound effect on the environment. Farming of animals for food accounts for 10% of our greenhouse gas emissions. Learn how we can make our eating more climate friendly. Start a climate conversation. Overcoming polarizations is key to moving forward on climate solutions. Learn how to have conversations about climate change that have common ground. Green your commute. In Canada, transportation accounts for 24% of climate polluting emissions, a close second only to the oil and gas industry. Reducing your emissions will make you healthier, happier, and save you a few bucks. Consume less, waste less, and enjoy life more. Every new item we buy contributes to climate change, from its manufacturing, transportation, packaging, and its disposal. Sharing, making, fixing, upcycling, repurposing, and composting are all good places to start. Invest in renewables and divest from fossil fuels. 45% of Canada's greenhouse gas emissions come from the burning of fossil fuels to make energy. Incarnation can be proud of our carbon neutral geothermal heating and cooling system. Become part of a clean energy co-op and speak to your financial advisor about clean energy investments. Mobilize for local climate action. In Canada, municipalities have influence over about 50% of our total emissions. And with about 80% of Canadians living in cities, it's important that we focus on cities' potential to help stop climate change. What our cities do individually and in unison to address climate change can set the agenda for communities and governments everywhere. Get politically active and vote. Vote for leaders at all levels of government who take climate change seriously. Research the parties, ask questions at town halls, and let your candidates know you're voting for the environment. And now I'd like to call on the fellow members of the Ecojustice group to share with you some of the actions they are individually going to take to reduce their carbon footprint.
So I pledge to investigate and purchase green power such as bullfrog energy.
I pledge to put new weather stripping on my back door, and I'm bringing native shrubs to my garden.
That's awesome, Jean. I pledge to buy the eco-friendly laundry detergent that was advertised in our newsletter this week. I've ordered it. It will come with no plastic, and 20% of the sales goes to the Halton Environmental Network. So it's a really good cause, and I'll post the link below.
And with that eco-friendly detergent, I pledge to line dry all our laundry, especially linens, in the fresh air.
Thank you, Mary. So I support eco-friendly businesses and eat local and in season.
Thank you. And along with Anne, I also pledge to sign up for Bullfrog Power. So those are just a few of some of the things that we've thought of. Hopefully you can all also think of your own actions, and we'll talk further next week.